Roofers, would you believe me if I said that we just recently helped a commercial roofer land 63 appointments in 90 days without cold calling or door knocking? So let me prove it to you. Here is Dave here from Delaware Valley. He was struggling with probably the same type of issues that you're currently struggling with. That's spending countless hours knocking on doors, making cold calls that go nowhere, and sending endless emails to key decision makers that never respond. But listen, in just 90 days, using our multi-channel lead generation strategy, he was able to land 3 silicone coatings, 1 full EPDM replacement, and a pipeline full of qualified commercial property owners with 10 to 45,000 square feet buildings. All right. And the best part is that he's now our exclusive partner in his territory, meaning he has zero competition from other roofers using this exact same system. And so in the next few minutes, I'm going to break down exactly how we did this, including number 1, the counterintuitive approach to reaching property owners that actually work. Number 2, why traditional cold outreach fails and what you should do instead. And then number 3, how to build a predictable pipeline of qualified commercial leads. And then number 4, the exact multi-channel system we use to make this all happen. So listen, let's jump right in. All right, so we always start out with our total addressable market. That's our target account clusters, right? That's commercial property owners, property management companies, insurance agents, as well as real estate development companies. Now, we do go after facility managers, construction managers, asset managers, and all sorts of other account clusters as well. But today, we're just going to focus on commercial property owners, property managers, insurance agents, and real estate development companies as an example, all right? And so we want to focus on 10 to 45,000 square feet, just depends on your local target area, all right? And then of course, all sorts of commercial property managers and insurance agents, all right? So now when you look at a property owner, okay, they focus on a number of things, okay? That's maintaining property value, that's minimizing maintenance costs. They also think about ensuring tenant satisfaction, right? So all of this data helps us understand how to target property owners, okay? And then they think about complying with regulations, all right? Building codes are always changing, energy codes are always changing, the standards are always changing. And so these are the sorts of things that they have to keep up with. And then of course, managing energy costs, okay? So when it comes to a commercial property owner, the job to be done is to focus on these 5 pillars, all right? Now, moving on over to commercial property managers, okay? They think about preventing tenant complaints. It's all about tenant complaints. So their goal is to address maintenance issues proactively in order to maintain tenant satisfaction, all right? Then they think about managing maintenance budget. It's all about balancing costs and allocating resources effectively across multiple properties normally, okay? And then, of course, coordinating contractors. Then they think about document maintenance history, because it's all about documentation when it comes to a property manager. And then of course, planning capital improvements. All right. So these are the 5 pillars that commercial property managers think about. All right. This is the data that we use whenever we're targeting your total addressable market. Okay. Then insurance agents. Here are some of the things that insurance agents think about: reducing client risk. Okay. Minimizing claims. Most insurance agents really and truly want to minimize their claims, right? Then they want to ensure compliance, right? So it's all about verifying adherence to policy requirements, okay? Maintain property value. And then they also think about building trusted contractor networks. You can become a preferred roofer for a number of insurance companies. All right, so these are the 5 pillars that insurance agents think about, okay? Now, let's go into some of the KPIs. When it comes to property owners, they're thinking about return on investment, all right? They're thinking about maintenance costs, obviously. They're also thinking about efficiency gains, okay? So a reduction in energy consumption as an example, all right? And then tenant retention. So these are some of the KPIs that property owners think about when it comes to their property. And then property managers, here are some of the KPIs that they think about: response time to issues. How quickly do they respond to any sort of tenant complaints, okay? Then we have budget adherence. It's monitoring spending versus targets. And then we have, of course, a tenant satisfaction score. They're always trying to to figure out, are their tenants satisfied? Okay. And then property managers also think about preventive maintenance plans. So they track completion rates and all sorts of maintenance issues to make sure they find ways to prevent catastrophic issues from happening. And then, of course, emergency calls. They monitor the reduction of emergency calls. All right. So these are some of the KPIs that property managers think about. These are some of the KPIs that insurance agents think about. All right. Annual claims reduction. They want to think about risk assessment scores. All right. That means the average client protection rating. And then they think about client retention rate, right? How long are they retaining their clients? This is a huge metric that insurance agents track. And then also cost savings rate. This sort of data is the data that we use whenever we're targeting insurance agents. Okay. All right. So now that we've covered our total addressable market, let's jump into the actual strategy. All right, so now let's jump into how we map out demand. The first level is what we call vendor demand, okay? This is someone who essentially could potentially be ready to actually pull the plug on a repair or a replacement of their commercial roof. This is where we send client testimonials. We send out project portfolios on behalf of our clients. As a part of this process, we ask that our clients put together technical specifications and even implementation plans if possible. And then we definitely want to communicate what warranty details look like. And then the channels that we use for vendor demand is, of course, direct outreach. Of course, a property owner may want you to come out and do an assessment and then proposal presentation. And we recommend that our clients have some sort of a formal presentation that they give in the form of a quote. And then any sort of reference calls that the property owner wants from our client, we say, hey, make sure you give them a reference, a point of reference, a past client or a past project that you've worked on. And then, of course, you're going to make multiple site visits if possible. Okay. And then here's how we measure vendor demand. All right. Quote requests. Then we have proposal acceptance, contract negotiations, of course, project start dates, and then, of course, close rates. We want to know how well we're doing for our clients, okay? Then the second phase of this is solution demand. That's a property owner, property manager that's looking for a solution within the next 3 to 6 months. We do, of course, case studies by property type, okay? So we're talking about, let's say a property owner owns a retail property versus a warehouse versus a multifamily property versus an industrial property, okay? We really want to send out case studies based on property type. And then solution comparison. Okay, what, do you want a coating or do you want a replacement? What does that look like? What does the longevity of the solution look like, right? So we want to do solution comparison guides if possible. We recommend this to our clients. And then any sort of implementation methodologies. A lot of times property owners, they want the details into exactly how you're going to repair their roof. And the more data that you give them, the more comfortable and credibility that you gain in the marketplace. If you can give an ROI calculator, that makes 100% sense. Actually, we have one client that does this quite frequently, and it's working really, really well for him. Okay. And then project timelines. We already know timelines are huge when it comes to, communicating to commercial property owners and property managers, asset managers, even insurance agents. Okay. Now, solution demand channels. We recommend solution specific landing pages. So if you're talking about a coding, if you're talking about EPDM, TPOs, we recommend specific landing pages for each solution with very, very detailed info on each landing page, okay? Of course, any technical demonstrations that you have, as well as consultation sessions. A lot of times, commercial property owners and managers, asset managers, facility managers, building managers, or construction managers, a lot of times they actually want to be consulted with, right? And so it's huge demand out in the marketplace to be educated, all right? And then any industry event presentations that you can give about the solutions that you have, especially if you offer a solution in the marketplace that differentiates you in the marketplace. Now, as far as measurement is concerned, during the solution phase, we recommend solution inquiries, consultation requests, any type of ROI calculator that you can give your commercial property owners and property managers and asset managers. Any case study downloads as well. I know we talked about this earlier, but I still recommend this in this particular phase as well. And then direct engagement. That's a no-brainer. Now, let's move over to the 6 to 24 month. We call that the learning demand phase. Okay. Okay. We recommend nurturing and cultivating your leads by giving them property maintenance best practices. You could talk about energy efficiency innovations, regulatory compliance updates, cost reduction strategies, and even industry trend analysis. This is over a 6 to 24 month period. As you know, just because a commercial property owner has inquired about your services doesn't mean that they're ready to spend $500,000 on a roof replacement or $100,000 on a roof replacement. So nurturing and cultivating them and staying top of mind is huge. Now, learning demand channels, right? We think about LinkedIn thought leadership, okay? Get on LinkedIn. On the behalf of our clients, we're always posting content to position them as thought leaders in the marketplace to commercial property managers, asset managers, development companies, and insurance agents, and commercial property owners for that matter, right? Industry newsletter contributions. If you can do that, I recommend it, okay? Technical guides, as well as any podcast appearances out there. And then measurement. What do we measure in this phase? Content engagement. We want to know how much engagement we're getting. Newsletter subscriptions. All right. We do recommend that you as a commercial roofing company have a newsletter. Send it out weekly. Give your audience a reason to engage with your brand. It's a no-brainer in my opinion. And then resource downloads as well as any sort of social sharing. So these are the 4 areas that we measure when it comes to this phase of our strategy. Now, let's talk a little bit about dark social. This is where internal content distribution is huge. On behalf of some of our clients, we do create shareable PDF guides, and we recommend developing internal toolkits. You want to equip your sales guys with resources for advocacy of your brand. That's once again a no-brainer. And then design visual frameworks. You want to create clear visualizations of any sort of processes and strategies that you use. Craft email templates, and then build compelling slides for internal presentations. Now, platform monitoring. Listen, we use Reddit as a part of our dark social strategy. Reddit is huge. It helps us keep a pulse on the industry. There are plenty of roofing subreddits as well as commercial roofing subreddits that is impeccable when it comes to educating us and giving us the information that we need. And then LinkedIn group conversations. We're always in LinkedIn groups. Trade association forums. That's one that we have one main forum that we keep a pulse on all the time, as well as local business networks. This is what I consider as the dark social network. So now let's move over to peer network development. This is where we recommend our clients forge long-term relationships with insurance agents, property manager networks, industry associations, as well as local business networks. Okay. We use our outreach strategies to spark conversations on behalf of our commercial roofing clients. And they really appreciate these sorts of opportunities. Now, multi-touch nurture program. All right. Content development. Let's talk a little bit about content development. This is where educational blog posts come in, technical guides. I talked about that a little bit. Case studies as well. We've already discussed that. Video demonstrations. We have clients that get on top of roofs, especially commercial roofs, and they get up there and they educate folks. They talk about what they're doing, how they're doing it, and even where they're doing it at. Okay. And then any sort of podcasting opportunities is huge as it relates to content development. And now channel mix. Listen, I spoke earlier about LinkedIn organic posts. Listen, we create organic content for our clients from a thought leadership perspective. You want to show property owners, managers, asset managers, property managers, insurance agents, building managers, facility managers that you are a thought leader in your area. Email newsletters, I stand by that. It's huge when it comes to staying top of mind. And then, of course, industry publications as well as partner networks. And then from an engagement progression standpoint, we consider this as the buyer's journey. Here's what it looks like in commercial roofing from what we've seen across a multitude of our clients. You have initial awareness, then content consumption, and then you have a direct interaction, meaning they raise their hand and say, yeah, I'm interested in your services because I am about to go crazy over this roof. And then you have sales conversations where you get on top of that roof, you give them a quote, and then you nurture and cultivate that quote request. And then you have your project discussions. From what we're seeing across our clients, it's about a 4.5 month sales cycle from initial awareness to actually closing the deal on the average commercial roofing project. All right, content-based engagement. What we want to do is we want to monitor content activity. We want to analyze engagement patterns. We want to think about mapping topic interests. All right, and then evaluate content in depth. Okay. And then listen, at the end of the day, we want to track content sharing. We want to know how much of our content is being shared. If it's a post on LinkedIn, a post on Facebook, if it's a photo on Instagram, wherever that may be, we want to track all of our content engagement. All right, so now as the conversation progresses, you want to give your prospects and leads educational support, right? So what that involves is sharing relevant resources, any type of additional insights that they may want or may pique their interest. And then you want to think about industry updates. You want to keep your prospects informed of latest developments, and then respond thoughtfully to inquiries and concerns. And then you want to continue to build credibility and authority in the marketplace, as well as with your prospects and leads. And then the step 2 of that is problem exploration. You start digging deeper into your commercial property owners' issues. So you're discussing challenges with them. You want to identify and explore specific pain points, share best practices, explore all sorts of solutions. You want to offer different perspectives. You want to provide expert insights and recommendations. And essentially, just like I said before, you want to establish credibility through demonstrated expertise. I know that sounds complicated, but it's actually pretty simple. And then step 3, that's when we talk solutions, right? You want to present your options. You want to share case studies, like I said earlier, a number of times, discuss implementation. You want to outline an execution strategy, and of course, detailed steps. You want to address their concerns, handle any questions and potential obstacles. And then you just want to, again, build confidence, build credibility, build authority in the marketplace. All right, so now let's talk about an implementation plan. Our team and I, in order to pull all this off, it's all about a really good, robust infrastructure, right? It's all about the technical setup. Also, our email domain warming, right? We set up a cold email system to get into the primary inbox of commercial property owners, commercial property managers, as well as asset managers, real estate development companies, insurance agents, facility managers, construction managers, right? It's all about deliverability. And then, of course, LinkedIn page optimization. It's important that your LinkedIn page is actually a landing page, okay? And then, of course, CRM integration for automation and nurturing on the back end, as well as cultivation. And then analytics. It's all about analytics as well. We want to make sure we understand which channels are actually producing which results. As simple as that. And then, as I mentioned a minute ago, automation configuration. Okay. Now, channel activation, that's LinkedIn optimization, email campaign setup. That's sending 18,000 emails per month at a minimum and over 1,000 LinkedIn connections each month, as well as paid media. All right. And then local SEO in Google Maps. These are the channels that we recommend and that we implement for our clients. All right. Let's look at the paid media piece about all of this. LinkedIn advertising, meta ads, that's Instagram and Facebook. Of course, retargeting campaigns. And then, of course, retargeting. We retarget our clients' website visitors on multiple platforms. And then industry publications. We want to go after paid media, industry publications. And then, of course, Google PPC. If the budget allows, we definitely go after Google PPC. And then the sales metrics that we monitor. Lead quality. It's all about the quality of the lead. It's not just about the number of leads, but it's about the quality of the leads. Meetings requested, of course, quotes requested, proposals given, and then the close rate. We measure every step of our client's funnel with precision. And then, of course, technology. Technology is a huge piece of this puzzle for communication, for content management, for analytics, for marketing automation. And then, of course, a CRM for nurturing and cultivating your leads. All right. It's all about a really good, robust technology stack that we use on behalf of our clients. So listen, let me share something most commercial roofing companies just don't understand. Listen, the way we're approaching lead generation isn't about just getting commercial roofing appointments, okay? It's about fundamentally changing how we connect with commercial property owners. Think about the last time you tried to reach a property manager or a building owner. I'm talking about cold calls, endless emails, door-to-door visits that felt like pushing a boulder uphill. And for what? Crickets. The truth is, commercial property owners aren't looking for just another contractor. They're essentially looking for a solution to their most pressing challenges. And that's protecting their investment, reducing maintenance costs, and ensuring their properties remain competitive. And so our solution flips the traditional sales script. Instead of talking about ourselves, we focus on their world. We understand that a property owner's job isn't just about fixing a roof. It's about maintaining their property value, managing their energy costs, and keeping their tenants happy. That's really all they care about, okay? That's why our strategy is built on 3 critical pillars. First, it's a deep understanding. We're not just collecting contact information, right? We're mapping out the entire ecosystem of commercial property decision makers, from property owners to property managers to insurance agents to facility managers to construction managers to real estate developers. It's about their ecosystem. And secondly, we value education first. It's about educating your prospects about industry trends, cost saving strategy, regulatory updates. You're essentially becoming a trusted source in the marketplace and not just another contractor. And thirdly, we take a multi-channel approach that meets decision makers exactly where they are. If that means LinkedIn, Google, Instagram, Facebook, industry newsletters, trade shows, face-to-face meetups, networking meetings, it doesn't matter. We meet them where they are. We're not just sending messages, but we're creating conversations. And the results of this strategy is we booked 63 appointments for one of our commercial roofing clients in 90 days. And that includes 3 silicone coatings, 2 spray foam coatings, 1 full EPDM replacement, and a pipeline full of opportunities. But this isn't about our success. It's about showing you a different way forward. And so commercial roofing isn't changing. It has already changed. Listen, moving forward, the companies that will succeed are the ones who stop selling and start solving, the ones who become true consultants and not just contractors, okay? So listen, if you're ready to transform how you approach commercial roofing lead generation, this strategy is your roadmap. Click any one of the links below this video and let's talk roofing, all right? And so listen, I'll see you on the other side.